Hello guys, my name is Sharmin and today in this video we will be looking at array in JavaScript. Okay, so what is an array? So basically an array is a collection of elements. Okay, and in JavaScript we can store elements of different data types in a single array. Okay, so without wasting time, let's do it on VS Code and see how actually arrays work in JavaScript. Okay, so we will see how we can define an array and then we will play around with it and see what else we can do with an array and where we can use an array. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so here I have a JavaScript file. Now first, let us see how we define variables in JavaScript. Okay, this is how we define variables. For example, let name equal to, and then we write the name here, for example my name, and we can log it if you want, right? So can you see in the console we have our name, right? Here I have my name, right? So this is how we define variables. And now for example we wanted to print a name of a fruit. Okay, so apple, and then we log it to say fruit, for example. We save it. So can you see you get an apple over here, right, in your console? So now for example if you wanted a list of fruits, so here you can make another variable called fruit2. Here you have fruit1 and you can give it a name of, for example, mango. Okay, and you save it. We don't have fruit, so it shows an error. So let's print fruit1, you get an apple, and you can log fruit2 as well. Okay, so you get a mango. So now if you want a list of fruits like this, you cannot sit down and continuously define different variables, and if you want to use them all together, then it would be difficult, right, if you have different name variables defined. So here is where use of array comes in. Okay, when you want a list of items together, there is where you use an array. Okay, so here we can define an array, for example with the name of fruits. We define an array same like we define our variables up here, right? This is our variable. Instead of var we use let these days. There is a difference in the scope in let and var. I'll soon make a video on that as well. But what is the difference between the let and the var keyword? Okay, it is recommended that you use let, okay, instead of var. So here to define an array, this is how we define our variables, right? Let fruits equal to, and then if it's a string we put it in double quotes, and if it's not a string, for example if it was a number, then we write it directly, right? So in JavaScript you can write numbers directly and strings have to be in double quotes. So here to define, let's remove this for now. Now to define an array we write let me just zoom it so that you can see things clearly. Okay, so here you have the let keyword, okay, and we have the name of the array over here, that is fruits, and then the square brackets here. Okay, so we use square brackets to define an array in JavaScript. So here for example we want name of some fruits, orange, and for example we have grapes. Okay, and also we use this comma over here, okay, to separate our items in an array. Okay, so we have orange, grapes, and mango, for example. Alright, so now when you log this, that is your fruits variable, can you see what you get in the console? Here you get your array, okay, the list of items, like the list of your fruit, so all placed in one variable. Okay, so before this we could have defined different variables for different names, right? But that doesn't make sense when you want a list of things to be together, right, in one variable. So what here we did with an array was we put together all the elements in one variable, okay, as an array. So this is how you define an array in JavaScript, okay, with these square brackets, and you separate your different items with a comma. Okay, so these were only strings. In JavaScript what you can do is you are allowed to define different data types, okay, elements of different data types in your single array. Okay, so what does that actually mean? So here for example we have let let's give it a name of test, or let's give it a name of student. So let's give it a name of student, okay, to the array. And what do we use to define an array in JavaScript? We use square brackets. All right. So the square bracket, for example, name of the student. Here I will write my name, you can write your name. And for example, they ask you for a roll number or an ID of the student, so you can enter 1. And what else we can have? They ask you what is the age of the student. For example, so here you can say age equal to 20, for example. This is an object, okay. And they also ask you what languages does the student know. So here you can also again pass an array, for example, saying English, and for example Hindi, okay. And now let's log the student and see what we get back. So can you see we get an array right over here. So what we have in the array, we have a string value, we have a number, we have an object, okay, an object, and also we have an array inside of the array. Now array is also a data type, right? So this is what JavaScript does, is it allows us to add elements with different data types into a single array, okay. Just now what we did over here. Now you can also add Boolean values, for example true or false. So this is true, and can you see you got this Boolean value as well in your array when you're printing it, right? So this is what an array is in JavaScript, okay. You can define elements with same data types, you can define elements with different data types, and also you can log them like this, okay. Now can you see in the console we get the entire array printed, right? We don't get the single element, right? We don't get orange. Before this, when we defined fruit1 and when we logged it, for example fruit1 over here, can you see we get a single name, right? So this is not a single name, right? It's an array. So now to access elements of an array, what we can do is, so let's remove this, let's comment this student thing for now. Okay, so now here to access single element, okay, of your array, what we can do is, we have logged console.log fruits over here, right? So similarly we can log fruits but with the index number, okay. For example, we give it an index of 0 over here, okay. This is how you access each element of your array, okay, using your index number. So can you see the first element, that is orange, is being printed in the console, right? So how this actually works is, your array always start with an index number of 0, okay. So here, which means that your orange is at 0 index number, your grapes is at index number 1, and your mango is at index number 2, okay. So you can log those and see here. For example, if you log 2, you get a mango, right? It's in the 3rd place, but it has an index number of 2 because it starts from 0, right? So here if you try and log 3, you will get undefined, okay, because there is no 3rd item in your array, right? I mean no 4th item whose index number will be 3. So it returns undefined, okay. So this is how you access single element of your array, okay, using the index number. So always remember, the index number of an array in JavaScript starts from 0, okay, always. So here also you can do the same thing, that is, let's comment these and let's try the same thing from here with this array student, and then you can log for example student at an index number. Now guess, if you want to print the object, okay, the object which says age 20, if you want to print that in the console, what index number will you use? So think and mention down in the comments below which is the index number that we'll put, so that you get an output of the output as an object over there, okay. So if you guessed it, then yes, it is 2, okay. Can you see you get the object printed in the console, right, with a key value pair. So this is how your array actually works. And here for example, if you want to print the Boolean value, then you can start on it is 0, here 1, this is at index number 3, sorry 2, this entire array will be at 3 and this boolean will be at 4. So if you want to print the last item, then you put 4 over here. Okay, so this is how you access one item of an array. Now for example, if you want to access all the items of an array, okay, one by one, and you cannot sit down and write index, right, of each number. If you have a really large array, right, you cannot sit down and keep writing the index numbers to print your elements. So here always remember to print an array. Okay, to print the items in an array, we usually use loops. Okay, loops are used over here if you want to print or take inputs for an array. Like there are many items in an array and you want to print them, okay, without manually going and writing your index numbers, then you can use loops over there. Okay, so but for now I will be showing you the for loop, okay, not the for each method which is used on an array. That will be making a separate video on. That's an interesting method to use on an array. It is very similar to for loop, and yeah, you can use it in replacement for the for loop. Okay, so right now let's look at an example that how we can print the array items using a for loop. Okay, so here we start with a for. Okay, this is how you write your loop, that is with the for keyword, for. Okay, and in the bracket you will mention first will be the let I equal to 0. Okay, then I less than equal to 4, and here you have the last condition, that is I plus plus. Okay, and let's log. You have the student over here, and in the bracket you will put I, and here you go. Can you see? Okay, let's comment this. So yeah, can you see? This is your first element, right? A string in your array. Then we have the second number printed. Then we have the third object over here which is being printed. Then you have the array inside of an array which is being printed. And this is your last one, your boolean. Okay. So this is how you print your array. Now what exactly is happening over here? Let's see. Now this is a for loop. Okay. So if you guys don't know what loops are, then don't worry, I'll soon be coming up with the videos on loops in JavaScript. Okay, so basically in simple terms, what a loop exactly will do is it will keep on running till a particular condition is met. Okay, so what exactly it will do is, for example, you tell your computer, okay, you are writing a loop for example, and you say that keep printing this name until the value of a particular thing becomes 10. Okay, so this is what exactly is happening over here, that is this is your for loop. Okay, and you define a variable, that is I. So for example, you can even define it outside over here and use it over here. Okay, rather than defining it inside the loop, you can define it outside over here like let I, and then in the for loop what we have is we have a starting point. Okay, this defines that from where your loop should start running. Okay, so your I is at 0. And for example, and here you have your I has to be less than equal to 4. Okay, why 4 we chose? Why did I write 4 over here? Because this array has a total of 5 elements and the index starts from 0. So it will count till 4, right? The index will count till 4. So only we want this loop to run only 4 times. Okay. This will actually run 5 times because it is starting from 0 until 4. So write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will run how many times? It will run 5 times, right? So we have 5 elements, right? So, and this is your increment. Okay, I will get incremented each time your loop will run. So what is happening over here is your I is starting from 0. Okay, and it will run 4 times, and here it will increment. So it is less than equal to 4, right? Your 0. So it will go inside, it will run this statement, and then again it will come out. Then this it is incremented by 1, right? So now I becomes 1. It is less than equal to 4. Again it is 2. It will come inside and it will run a statement which is something which is similar to this one. Okay, this over here. It becomes this then for the second time when the loop runs. Then again it comes out. It becomes the value over here. It increments, right? And the value was 1 previously, so it becomes 2 now. 2 is less than equal to 4, yes. So it will run again, and at that time this will be 2 over here, right? So this is how your loop will keep running until this condition becomes false. When this becomes false, your loop will break, okay, or it will stop running. So when will this condition break? It will break when your value of I becomes 5, okay. We have no item over here, right, on the after the 5 items, right, whose index number is 4, we don't have any item after that. Your loop will run 5 times, right? So similarly, now for example, if you don't want this, now for example, you might have an array, okay, whose length you don't know, okay, you only know that you have an array, but you don't know how long is the array, and now you want to print elements in that array, okay, you want all the elements to be printed. Now what will you do? You need something, right? So there you can use a method on an array, that is array.length. So here you can use student.length, okay, to print an element, and here can you see you get an undefined at the end. Why? Because what this will do is it will count the length of an array from 1. So it counts this to be as an array of 5 elements, right? It is correct, but your index starts from 0, so you give it a -1 over here. And when you save it, can you see that undefined, just that undefined is gone. So it prints all the 5 elements of your array. Okay, so this is how you define arrays, and you have one more method in which you can define an array. So that is let array equal to new array, and inside of this you can mention whatever you want. For example, let's name a few states. For example, we have our state Maharashtra, then for example we have Gujarat, and Rajasthan, for example. And when you log this, that is ARR, can you see you get the array back over here? And similarly here also you can give it an index number to print one item, okay. So you get Maharashtra printed over here. So this is another method by which you can define array, and this is the simple method which you can define and which can be used to define an array, okay. So these are the 2 ways you can define your arrays in JavaScript. So yeah, we were supposed to only look at what arrays are, but we also saw the working of for loop in this video. So hope this helped you guys, and if you guys didn't know what for loop is, then I think you learned that as well in this. So yeah, that's it for today. This is this is how arrays in JavaScript work. They are very simple, they are really powerful, and we have many methods we can use on an array in JavaScript. So I'll soon be coming up with videos on different types of methods that you can use on an array in JavaScript, okay. So yeah, keep up guys with your good work and keep learning, keep growing. I'll be coming up with more videos. So yeah, do consider subscribing to my channel and also drop a like if you got something out of this video. So yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys understood, and if you guys have any doubt, you can post them in the comments below, or also DM me on Instagram. I answer over there. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for new videos on JavaScript. This will be our 2 weeks of JavaScript only. So I'll be coming up with different topics in JavaScript, and if you guys want to learn any topic in JavaScript, you can mention them down in the comments or DM me on Instagram about what topic would you like to see next, and I would love to make a video on that topic as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching guys, and have a good day. We'll meet in the next video. So let's meet in the next video.